Breaking tonight, one of the most chaotic meetings in Dalton that we've seen yet. Police had to stop it from getting physical.
Let's get right to political reporter Paris Schutz and the showdown between Lori Lightfoot and Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Paris.
Dawn and Scott, that showdown is continuing outside of Dalton Village Hall. Trustees voted 4-2 to override Mayor Henyard's veto and reinstate Mayor Lori Lightfoot's investigation into Henyard's spending into that 2023 trip to Las Vegas. And as you mentioned, soon after that vote, things just broke down into utter chaos. Multiple sides shouting obscenities at each other. Cops had to step in and break it up. This is right after Henyard and her allies tried to block Lightfoot from getting up and making some brief remarks. Eventually, Lightfoot got her mic turned on, and here's a little bit of what she had to say.
Thank you. What I will say is that it's an honor to be working on behalf of the residents of Dalton. We have not arrested one of them.
You was once a mayor too. You should not even be disrespectful like that. That's sad. Clear the room. Clear the room, guys. This means adjourn. Everybody out.
So 2 hours of absolute contention here. Lots of residents voicing their concerns. Earlier today, Mayor Henyard had the block in front of Village Hall cordoned off, making it very difficult for folks to get here, especially if you were senior or disabled. So Lightfoot's investigation, at least according to trustees, is back on now. It's going to focus into Henyard's spending of village resources as well as that 2023 trip to Las Vegas. And Henyard doesn't believe the investigation is legal. Now, residents lined up hours before the meeting. They got in, they packed the Village Hall, and they let their feelings about Mayor Henyard be known.
You're not going to understand until they put those cuffs on you. You're not going to understand it. You don't care. But baby, they on to you.
It is a shame that we, the public, can't ask you anything about the BMWs, the Range Rovers, all of that. It's like you're keeping all of that hidden from the taxpayers, and we pay for those.
You guys are following fiction, a made-up story. It is a smear campaign going on right now. People are using...
So as you can see right outside Dalton Village Hall here on MLK Drive in the village of Dalton, residents still fuming, still voicing their concerns to police officers. Police officers had to keep the peace as the meeting erupted into chaos. But the news out of this meeting, trustees vote 4-2 against Mayor Henyard. They reinstate Lightfoot's investigation into things that the FBI is also probing right now. A lot of things happening here in Dalton, and Dawn and Scott will continue to follow it in the days to come, but now we go back to you.
What's up with Illinois, man? Y'all going?
Yeah, where's Rilla at? My boy Rilla need to be up here for this one. Let me ask you this, Jay. How long ago was this?
Rilla wasn't in the back. Huh?
How long ago was this?
This is about a couple days ago.
Oh, this video like a couple days ago. I'm about to say, but
so my question is, when is elections? It's been over. Has she been over for 2 years now?
No, she got out. She lost the general. She ran again. She lost the general election last February. I mean, I mean, this speaks to what Kenny was talking about when he was speaking about the swamp and how it can affect people like Darwin. Where I know Darwin feels that he might be in the bubble, but when you got a like, listen, Chicago. The last time Chicago had a conservative mayor was 1930s, right? And then you look at the outcomes of stuff. And now you got this woman she failed to do her fiduciary duties and was just taking money, man. And just imagine having a credit card with the city name on it and going to Vegas and buying Suburbans and just put it on the card and shit. It's just like, yo, motherfuckers is bold with it. And they literally is trying to give her job back. It's like, how you give her job back? And the shit is she got the receipts on just buying shit that she had no business buying. So I guess my thing is when we talk about this actually speaks to Kenny's point. I mean, to Marcus's point. Well, you know, what if there was some oversight from the federal level to make sure that Chicago was doing right? Well, the state didn't obviously do right for Chicago because she's out here doing things. You listen, but to my point, Marcus, the people of Chicago is flipping tables over in that motherfucker. The people that they say, yo, that's my money that you going to Vegas on, is flipping motherfucking tables over. And I like that personally than saying, well, let me see what Washington says, and then Washington is going to tell the state of Illinois, and then the state of Illinois is going to finally trickle it down to Lori Lightfoot. So
all right, Shan.
The smaller government, man. Smaller government, in my opinion, is better.
So Shan, I appreciate that you was able to rope it in, because I sure was bringing it back, and I had 2 points about that. I didn't know that was in the next topic, but it sure came in handy that he brought that right up. So one, I think the reason that the people is so adamant right now is because of Instagram. The mayors prior to her were doing the exact same things. They've been doing this for a long time, except she went on Instagram and started flexing and throwing it in these people's face, and it got them riled all the way up. It was talk about the previous mayor going to jail too, and that they was being investigated federally. And I don't really understand why Lightfoot has to launch her own special investigation other than for political clout. If the federal government is already combing through them records with a fine-tooth comb, it kind of seems redundant, in my opinion. But whatever she got. So I just want to get a consensus. Do y'all think if they find her guilty of these crimes, she should be able to be reelected?
No, not based on if she would be convicted. If she's convicted of these particular crimes, no.
So it all depends on the policy. I mean, if the policy said that she can't run after being convicted of these specific crimes.
No, I'm saying in your personal opinion.
If policy aside, do you crazy believe enough to pick her, let her run. Let her run. If they're crazy enough to pick her, that's what you get. Let her run.
What's funny about it is we're literally going through that with Trump right now, and if we're allowing him to go ahead and continue,
that's why he brought that point up.
You stole my point. I was getting to it. You jumped.
Okay, go ahead.
That's what he was going for.
That's a bad point, because I mean that's a bad point, because look at Nelson Mandela. That's a bad point, because what about Nelson Mandela then?
Clout. That's why I said
Nelson Mandela was in jail.
If she gets convicted on this particular crime, no, she shouldn't. For stealing from the city, should she be able to run the city again? No. But then you guys want to conflate that with what Trump went through with his 34 on paying what hush money to a porn star back in 2006, and comparing that to what Lori Lightfoot is doing and buying shopping with the city's credit card. Come on,
you have a good point, but the point is a crime is a crime. We're not conflating it with they're both crimes. We're not.
Ask me that question. Should a convicted felon be able to run for office? The answer is yes.
Well, I don't disagree with that. I actually do agree with you there. But the point being is we're literally going through it right now. So if you're going to say she shouldn't, then we got to then double back and say he shouldn't, because a crime is a crime.
Marcus didn't ask that. Marcus said if she gets convicted on this, the answer is no. If this is she's stealing from her city, should she still be able to run the city?
Sean, that's a big difference, man. When Trump used his own money. That's a difference between using somebody else's money and using your own money.
Because I've been in corporate America and politics and all, where people use other people's money naturally, legally, unfortunately, fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I can't really lean in that direction.
Is she being is she currently being charged for that? She being currently charged?
Not yet. But charges is probably about to. They more than likely will be coming down.
Yes or no? Is she being currently charged for that?
The answer is no.
And she probably ain't. It's probably not even a law that she's breaking.
So
you gotta think about it. If the people, I believe there's people over her that police her, and if it were in fact that she was actually stealing, then she would be currently charged.
So what she did?
I mean, I'm just trying to point the finger at probably the most important source that's supposed to initiate. I think the people that's over her are supposed to be able to police her and initiate whether she need to be charged for it. Like, it's always somebody monitoring what you're doing, and if it's totally fine, then I mean, if it's wrong, then obviously she would be charged. I don't think she's doing anything wrong. She ain't been charged yet.
No, but Darby, she was kicked out of office though.
Oh, so she was kicked out of office for it.
So yeah, but it's the difference between was she criminally or even civilly charged for a crime versus did she get fucking kicked out of office?
So getting kicked out of office is on popularity. You can easily get kicked out of office if it swings in the wrong direction. That's politics is entertainment right now, which was my original point, and it's an unfortunate reality that we're dealing with and speaking about right now.
So my question is, did she get kicked out for stealing?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what she got kicked out for.
No. Here's the thing: she mismanaged the city's money by buying shit she had no business buying. Here's the thing: is that against the law? No. We entrust to put these people in office to take the city credit card and buy the things for the people of the city. She went and bought shit claiming it was for the city, writing up receipts, making it look like it was for the city, but it was really her and her alone benefiting from it. That's not technically illegal, but it's certainly immoral. And the people of Chicago said, get out of here.
Who kicked her out? Was it the city or the people voted her out?
The people.
What's the difference? Oh, no, she was voted out. She was ousted. She was ousted.
Okay, so there's a difference, because if she was put out if the office put her out, then it's on the record that the reason why she got put out is for mismanaging funds. But if people voted her out, then it's really not like on the record that she was put out for mismanaging funds. She probably was just put out because people didn't want to consider her to continue.
Well, that's why she ran again, brother. That's why she ran again. She ran again.
My whole point is she's not even guilty of any of the things that we're talking about.
Guilty in a court of law? No. That's why she ran again. And that's why she didn't even qualify on the last. She ran again last year. She didn't qualify. And so she missed it. And now they're trying to give her that's what the video is showing. They trying to let her, you know what? We was kind of wrong, or it's a few people and some friends and rub my shoulder and under the cover of dark. And now they trying to bring her back in. And that's why the people in Chicago was turning tables over like, oh, hell no. Nah. The fuck are y'all doing up here? So that's what's happening.
That's interesting. It's a slippery slope that you just spoke about, Jan, which is morality. And how are we going to sit here and try and judge morality and have a continued conversation about any politician for the most?
Morality was the wrong word. I think he meant ethics. It's unethical.
Yeah,
I mean that's synonymous with. I'm not going to argue the semantics.
Morality and ethics are not
in the context. In the context that he used it,
that's not semantics.
I'm not arguing. You're right. I'm not arguing that.
Two different things.
I'm not arguing that. I'm saying that I don't want to get caught up. What we do often is we get caught up on context and semantics, and we argue about it. And
it matters.
And it does. Context does matter. I agree, but we argue about which context should matter. And that's really pointless.
I got you. I did really mean ethics. I'm glad because ethics speaks to what you're doing with my shit. Moral just means, do you like porn? Moral just means, do you like to smoke weed? Do you like to, do you like to cuss? Do you like to talk shit with the boys in the locker room? And do you call bitches? Ethics are what? Shit. Let me see. This is
what's funny is that
here's the city's money. Let me put mine over here. So the term ethics actually does apply. Now, let me ask you this. I get what you're saying, because like, why are we having a moral discussion when all these motherfuckers are crooks? All of them, all sides, Democrats, Republicans, conservative, all these politicians none of them ain't shit. That's where Trev's point is. Fuck all of them, because they all crooks and they all want to line their pockets. And then when we talk about Trump, we know he lining his pockets. So how is it that we can ignore his morals versus her morals? Well, ethically, did Trump do anything to hurt the country? Versus ethically, did Lori Lightfoot do anything to hurt Chicago?
Yes, ethically, Trump did a lot to hurt the country. The division that he caused because of his personal position did a lot to the country. And we're going to sit here and act like that.
We're going to act like January 6th never happened. We're going to act like he didn't bring his kids in to go around the emoluments clause when they were doing business on behest of their family.
I just want to ask,
and making hundreds of millions, dealing with the good old brothers over there, the Emirates.
Yeah, what happened on January 6th? We obviously disagree, Kenny, me, especially me being the guy. Yeah, we disagree.
Knock my points down. Did he not want to go down there? Did they not testify?
No, he did
the,
not
the
cause
lady
an
that was
insurrection.
with him
No,
stated
he did not incite an insurrection. Kenny,
okay,
he tried to stop
wait. You didn't even let me get it out.
Let's go to his,
I do owe you.
Twitter account.
The only apology I owe you is on the one with the Willie Lynch. That was actually the Drax, but that's a whole different conversation.
Oh, you were supposed to send me that letter. You were supposed to find.
So I do owe you an apology there. But that insurrection thing.
See how he go? He that was a quick apology.
No. I'll have it. But the insurrection thing, you're saying he played no part in inciting that?
Yeah, he didn't incite an insurrection. He didn't incite an insurrection. No.
All right. Let me just say this. Is it safe to suggest that because that lady got on the microphone asking for the receipts from the purchase she made, means that they don't even have any confirmation that she was using the funds illegally?
Correct.
So she could be potentially been put out of office without any confirmation that she did any of those things that she was put out for.
She's still in office.
Ooh,
still the
we know what happened. We know what happened. She got fired so that they couldn't charge her. Like,
good point. Good point, Darwin. And the reason why it's a great point is because we often back to lobbyists. That's why we don't have any unification often amongst us, because we sit there and we will run with a story that makes our emotions flare, and we speak about it when it comes to genders, and we speak down on people who run with their emotions, but we're just as guilty when it comes to politics and often religion.
Hey, what year did you buy your house, your first house? What year was it?
2005.
2005. That's when Bush was in office. My pastor told me about 25 years ago, he said, Shannon, I don't know why, I can't explain it, but whenever Democrats are in office, I'm broke. And whenever Republicans are in office, I'm up. He told me that about 1999 or something. And that's always stuck with me. And so as I got older, start making money, start doing business, I noticed how my bank balances looked when Obama was in office versus when Trump was in office versus when Clinton. Then I thought back to when Clinton was in office and how I was doing versus when, Bush was in office. Let me ask you, brothers, today, 2024, with Biden, and over the last 3 years, are you guys doing better than when Trump was in office, as opposed to when Obama was in office?
That's an unfair question, and let me explain to you why. Trump, we all had financial gain, but it wasn't due to Trump. It was due to a pandemic that Trump had nothing to do. As a matter of fact, that he had a lot of what was that?
What about before the pandemic? Because everybody always says the pandemic.
Well, the point being is before the pandemic, they didn't have as many financial perks as we did during and after the pandemic. And I think that's on an overall, although it's individualized. So when we speak about our financial perks and gains that we got under the administration of Trump, albeit, yes, that is true, but can we give all credit to Trump's policies and situations? My question.
Yeah, but Sean, not everybody feels like that with Trump came in and with the pandemic that everybody was able to benefit. Not everybody was able to benefit. I had a couple buddies lost a couple business due to the pandemic. He lost employees due to the pandemic because they was getting more money and paid more by sitting on their ass than coming to work. So not everybody was beneficial.
Then, excuse me for generalizing. Excuse me for being general, because yeah, you're right. Not everybody. I wasn't blanking in it. I didn't mean to blanket it. I was generalizing, and generally speaking.
I mean, what the hell is going on tonight, man? Hold on, man. Are we talking about politics and y'all starting to get a little antsy? Is this what the fuck we doing tonight? Come on, fellas, we better than this.
Yo. Hey, politics and religion, man. That's what it is, brother.
It brings up the horns, don't it, Terry? It brings up the horns.